The wars we fight start with the war from within. The outcome. War is an integral part of our history and one of the worst human behaviors in this world. At its most extreme, it is people killing other people. But war doesn't start on the battlefield, it starts within. Within a community, a collection of similar beliefs begin to grow into an ideology. When these ideologies become too strong, adherents are radicalized, making it difficult for anyone to challenge the beliefs or to break free. When these groups are unwilling to compromise with an oppositional group, they overlook commonalities. They lose sight of the larger similarities that unite people. When you no longer find similarities between yourself and others, you may see them as less than human and justify violence against them. As these conflicts spill into the streets, the warring affect those that the group claims it is protecting or fighting for. Either small wars or large wars, ideological or physical, the impact ripples out near and far, affecting people involved and not involved, while the world grows bitter. So, who is telling us to fight? Who is telling us to hate? Who is telling us not to listen and understand them? The catalyst. When we begin to break down the origin of war, it leads down to the relationships people have against each other. Our perspectives shape our expectations for life, our beliefs about how the world should be. Now, if you become too fixed in these beliefs, you risk becoming too defensive against perspectives that challenge your belief. If unchecked, this defensiveness turns into contempt that can quickly devolve into spiteful behavior, a toxicity that sabotages, dangers, or even annihilates the other as a threat. When a person of influence shares their fixed perspectives, they become vortexes, sucking followers into their perspectives and making them think it's their own. Individual influence builds into groups of influence that spread fixed perspectives, creating a narrative. If this narrative lacks compassion, it gets out of balance and starts to focus on the flaws of those it opposes, blaming them for their problems and for the problems in this world. Now, these beliefs begin to project into personal relationships and can dismantle healthy relationships into a sour one. Now, you cannot control how others act, but you can control how you respond. Now, compassion is the key to neutralizing divisiveness. Compassion can help you put your beliefs aside when listening to others. So, are there any beliefs that you hold that are influenced from other sources? Are you practicing compassion when you interact with people who have opposing perspectives? The origin. When we start to dig into why people have conflict with each other, it leads down to a conflict within the self. This internal conflict is a contrast between the ego, which is service to self, and conscientiousness, service to others. Too much ego pushes others away by protecting your fears and doubts, while too much conscientiousness neglects the self by masking your own fears and doubts. Your internal battle is part of a subjective experience. What you see as the right thing to do may be different from others, and this has to do with your own personal experiences. Now, others are also going through conflicts inside of themselves, colored by their experiences and perspectives, just like the conflicts that you are experiencing, but just in a different color. Unconditional love is the light that breaks down the fears by illuminating the fact that loving yourself and others is of equal importance. So the next time you find yourself in conflict with someone, what is really speaking from within you? Is it from a place of compassion or from your ego? If conflicts end negatively, what can you say or do to bring it back into love? What do you need to focus on to bring balance within yourself? In the end, when we learn to control the war within ourselves, we are one person closer to ending war with each other.